Let's see, what is step number 3? In my opinion, what I'm going to talk about right now is absolutely one of the most important rules that you must, if you forget everything else you learned in this course, don't you dare forget this rule that I'm going to tell you. This is the cornerstone of financial planning, and this is the cornerstone of making sure your finances are okay and they're on the right track. You know what it is? You know I like to ask questions, right? So do you want to guess what is the most important cardinal rule of financial planning to make sure that you have your finances on track? Who can tell me? Who can tell me? There's a prize coming. If you guessed it correctly, I will honor you. You can send me an email. If you actually guessed it correctly, I will send you a gift, which will be one of my books, or it will be one of my various spreadsheets that I have that you may need. I have a lot of different worksheets that I have. So we will think about what it is that you need and we will send you a small gift. So hopefully you can take a minute and think about what would be the number one most important cardinal rule of financial planning. You ready? Are you ready? Okay. It's simple. It is very simple. And many people know this, but not a lot of people do this. You ready? Okay. Spend less than you earn. Let's repeat it again. Spending less money than you earn. Spend less than you make. So, simple. Why? Do you know how often I see people who barely make ends meet, who live, in a rental property, and they have a regular salary, and they go out and buy very expensive bags or shoes or buy expensive cars that they cannot afford? It always I just don't understand. Honestly, I just don't understand why. What makes us behave that way? What makes us think it's okay to go and literally waste your money on brand things, name brand things that it wasn't the financially mature thing to do? And it all comes down to money mindset. It all comes down to priorities, and it all comes down to what's important to you. And also it comes down to planning. If you planned, if you had a budget, you would know what you could afford and what you couldn't afford. So we're going to get to that point in just a second. But again, spending less than you earn is so important, so unbelievably important, because it doesn't matter how much money you make. Think about it. If I make $30,000 a year, but I'm living on $20,000, I'm just saying, if I'm living on $25,000 a year and I save $5,000 a year, after 10 years, I'm gonna save up $50,000. With the same token, if I'm earning $100,000 a year and I manage to save $20,000 of it per year, in 10 years, I will have $200,000 saved by doing so. But on the other hand, let's look at another scenario. What if I'm making $1 million a year, but I'm spending it all? 10 years from now, who is going to be better off? Anna Bruno, who makes $100,000 and saves $20,000 a year, or Anna Bruno, who makes $1 million but spends $1.5 million or $1.2 million? Who is going to be better off? You guessed it, Anna Bruno, who saves $20,000 a year. Even if I'm only earning $100,000, but if I'm saving some of it, it's far more important. So it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. Very, very important. Again, this is the most, if you forget everything else I'm going to teach you, because I'm going to teach you a lot of things, a lot of technical things about investments, all kinds of things. But if you forget everything else, please, when you think of me, think of spend less than you make. Got it? Excellent. Thank you. All right, moving on. Okay, along with those lines, spending less than you make, we want to be frugal and we want to be thrifty. I'm not talking about being cheap. Don't be cheap. I'm not asking to be cheap. I'm just saying to be frugal and don't waste your money. When I was younger, I used to teach ballroom dancing. And every time I would have a major expense, I would calculate in my head. I would say, how many lessons do I have to give to earn this money that I'm going to spend? And I would say to myself, is this worth it for me? Okay, in order to buy this item, I need to give 5 lessons. And that's how I would measure whether I wanted to do something or not, because I would always say to myself, what do I have to do to earn this money? So my point to you is, please, 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 do not waste your money. See, I'm talking about very basic concepts. And what I really want you to remember is that even though the concepts are very basic, we tend to not follow through with them. In order for us to follow through with them, my recommendation would be either you have a family member, a close friend, or a colleague, or someone who can hold you accountable, or you can hold each other accountable for what you're doing. And, again, if you said that you're going to, cut down on your dining out, say you're dining out 3 times a week, but you really want to save money to buy a car, or, you have a specific plan for it, and you agree on, cutting down on your dining expenses. It would be very important to either, some people even work with money coaches. I am a money coach. I have clients. I help them get out of debt, for example. So either work with somebody, or a money coach, or a family member, or financial consultant who can help you to stay on track. You'll see I keep coming back to the same points over and over again. But these are the steps that you need to take if you want to get your finances on track. These are very simple steps, but consistency, diligence, planning is what will get you out of debt and get you on the right track with your finances.